New laser video?
Laser updates can be sorted into two categories. New features, like daily challenge or mod customization, and things required to meet your expectations as an Osu player.
Okay.
Like features from stable and fixing things that didn't work as intended.
Meeting Osu player
These
expectations.
are generally what people want to see more of.
Challenge
but
impossible,
often
by the way.
these take
But you know
priority,
what? The
and
fact that
that's
they're
especially
trying,
the
hey,
case
respect.
with today's update. So I sat down with Peppy
I am recording.
to walk through the changelog. And of course, there are still some new things to talk about here, so we'll start with those.
God, Pishy editing is so good, dude.
The collection and favorite buttons on results
Pishy
screens
edits his
is
own shit,
huge.
right?
Now
Or am
you
I
can
dumb?
very quickly add bitmaps to collections from the results screen. Oh, and there is also there's been quite a bit of discussion around redesigning of the results
Do
screen.
you guys think he uses
Just trying to
DaVinci
get
Resolve?
movement there,
There's
and
been
there
like
has
some
been quite a
talk
bit
with
of
like
movement.
Peter,
You might
my
also
main
notice
editor,
that mod icons
of like
look
switching to
slightly
DaVinci
different now.
Resolve. And
Clayton
honestly, I
has
want to
been
do it
going
mainly because
through
fuck
Fight's
Adobe.
design documents and pulling out all the different mod icon designs that he's done to date. And I think that there was like eight or nine different designs, and we're just trying to consolidate them and figure out which ones work and which
Wait, what
ones
the
we can
fuck?
just get rid of.
Why are there so many colors? Am I dumb or why is hard? Okay, never mind. Having Hard Rock as this many colors is like confusing me. It's just wrong in my brain. But anyways.
And this one that got into the game is basically just improving the contrast. It should be immediately visible.
Whoa! What
A lot
the
of players
fuck?
are going to like this new replay.
The game is basically just improving the contrast. It should be immediately visible.
Okay.
A lot of players are going to
That's
like this new replay analysis section. This includes hit markers, where the side is colored depending on which key you press. Frame markers, which have the same color scheme, just a lot more points. Cursor path, basically a big cursor trail.
Is this?
An option to hide the cursor. And display length, because different lengths work
No,
for
you're
different
joking, dude. This
contexts.
is literally rewind.
Paired with lasers replay
They
seeking
implemented
features,
rewind
this
into
is a
the-
super useful way to see exactly how precise your aim is.
Oh my fucking
The editor
god!
had the most new stuff this update, as usual.
Wait,
thanks
that's
to
actually
Bob.
huge, dude!
He's making his vision for the perfect editor a reality with features like this new slider adjustment tool. You can make sliders shorter or longer by dragging this end bit.
Oh, that's dope.
convenient already, but the real appeal of this is what happens when you hold shift. The timeline stays the same, but slider speed changes. So if you find
No,
this
fuck you!
velocity multiplier
You're joking.
stays the same, but slider speed changes.
Mapping is saved. Oh my fucking god! You're telling me I don't have to mess around with like trialing 16 different slider velocities to get the perfect slider? Are you fucking serious?
So if you find this velocity
Well, to be fair, I have a feeling that most newer mappers are gonna abuse the shit out of this and make like really shitty, stupid maps with like slider velocity changes every other slider. Like that shit is annoying. I mean, I feel like it's already happening, but it is whatever.
multiplier stuff to be too abstract, this is going to help.
I guess this just exposes one more way to do the same things already offered in the editor, but it feels a lot more intuitive to the user, like not having to go to the timeline to make these adjustments.
For a while now, the arrow keys would move between timeline ticks, and holding shift would make it move between white ticks. Olabombi added a few new shortcuts today. Holding control will now skip between objects, and holding both shift and control will go between hit sound points, these pink bubbles. It automatically opens this panel too, with the goal of making hit sounding comfortable with only keyboard functions. Lots of potential. It'll take some getting used to though.
Okay, I'm
And
not a
while
hit
messing with
sounder.
timeline-
I personally don't give a shit about hit sounds. The one thing that I learned is that when I start a new map, instantly just set my hit sound volume to like 50%, because new maps that are at 100% hit sounds like trigger mappers apparently. That's the only thing that I know about hit sounds. I don't know anything about hit sounding. If I ever become actually good at mapping, hit sounding will be the bane of my existence. All right.
and stuff, Olabombi fixed a bug that was around even in the stable editor. Moving past a timeline point will put your cursor on nothing.
Oh, I remember that. Except, was that a bug? I always thought that was like a feature.
In laser, it'll now move to the timing point instead. And as you can see, a
Well, I
few
guess it's fine.
timeline elements got
I always just like go forward and then back, you know what I'm saying?
redesigned. This happened like 4 updates in a row now, so I'm not going to dwell on it too much.
Wait, what the fuck?
See, a few timeline elements got redesigned. This happened like 4 updates in a row now, so I'm not going to dwell on it too much.
They just moved it up, or am I dumb?
As far as new features go, that's about it. So let's get back to expectations.
Did he draw this shit? Because his handwriting is like really fucking nice. Or maybe he like traced it. Like he wrote a font and then traced it over the iPad or some shit.
Osu looks like a simple game, but there are details everywhere that become extremely obvious as soon as they're gone. Longtime OS players are intimately familiar with the details in Stable, and so to meet their expectations, Laser needs to re-implement those tiny details. Sometimes that's as simple as adding a feature. Like today's update adds the polygon creation tool to the editor.
Was that not in Laser
feature
already?
that I'm sure mappers will appreciate.
This was a change which Spaceman made like maybe 8 months ago, and it kind of just got forgotten about, so it's finally in. The star fountains have been added back and they're present on all skins. They're still skinnable. I think you can use star2.png to skin them. Some of these visual pieces of gameplay which are missing have really taken away from the OS experience, so it's good to see them coming back. I guess next is combo bursts.
People's favorite feature, of course.
Well, I think combo bursts are actually off by default in Stable these days.
Wait, they
Maybe
are?
we'll
What the fuck?
make them good enough that people want them in Laser. I don't know.
Yeah, good luck. More often than not,
Okay. I do. So, almost every single person that I've ever shown Osu has always asked me, how do you turn it off? So the fact that that's like off by default is actually kind of interesting. I never knew that. But that's dope. Second off, there was one edge case scenario that I thought was like absolutely big brain. There was one Osu player. It might have been like Ruruchi or someone else or some shit. But like they played with combo bursts enabled because their mental was every time I see this anime girl, it like reminds me to lock the fuck in, to stay calm, to like focus. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that was interesting. But I just don't have that mental, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah.
Implementing stable features in Laser isn't a perfect process. Again, it's the details that matter, so when something feels off about one of these copied features, the Laser devs try to fix it. Here's a bunch of examples from today's update. The legacy key counter. It's placed here in Stable, and it was previously here in Laser. So it was then adjusted to match Stable. Cursor expansion.
Okay, that actually does help me. Because when I create my Osu overlay, it's all like formatted around the UI of Stable. And so I don't know if you guys know this, but like my hand cam right here sits right below key 2, right? So key 3 and key 4 are hidden behind this because the only keys that matter is key 2. So the key counter is being moved down would mean that I would have to adjust my overlay, and that's annoying as shit. So that's dope.
This is how it worked in Stable. And this was how it worked in Laser. As of this update, now they're the same.
Whoa.
Catcher after images. This is how they looked in Stable, but in Laser they were a lot less dense. Catch players felt this was uncomfortable, so now they match. Beat map search. In Stable, you could type unplayed equals to find maps you haven't played. In Laser, you couldn't, so well, searching unplayed equals was kind of stupid. So now it's played equals 0 for unplayed and played equals 1 for the rest.
Oh.
Placing a slider. You could place a slider and play the song in Stable, but pressing space would stop slider creation on Laser. Now, though, they work the same. And everyone's favorite, keybinds.
The grid distance snap key binding thing. I don't know if you saw the tweet about that, but
Oh, I love Angry Captain tweets, yeah.
okay. Yeah, it was just a mistake. The tweet made it sound.
Wait. Osu Laser is so cursed. How come distance snapping is T and grid snapping is Y? Am I dumb? What's bad about that? I really don't understand why they insist on forcing keybinds on us. Just make everything keybind swappable, not just a random half-assed attempt at them while telling people just change your muscle memory. Sorry. Just get someone who maps on a regular basis making these decisions.
Grid distance snap key binding thing. I don't know if you saw the tweet about.
It's different. They got swapped on accident. Oh, so on Osu Stable, grid snapping is T and distance snapping is Y? Is that it? I mean, if that's the case, then that's annoying as shit. So like, I could see that.
about that, but
Oh, I love angry captain tweets, yeah.
okay. Yeah, it was just a mistake. The tweet made it sound like we were doing this and forcing it on users and stuff. It's like, nope, got it wrong, and you were the first person to notice, or the first person to actually bring it up to us.
So, okay, people have...
Dude, chat, I met Captain IRL when I was at my girlfriend's sister's wedding. All right? I met Captain. He's dope as fuck. He's cool.
clear expectations for how certain features work based on precedent from stable.
Is
When
this
it comes
Fire Age
to
accordion?
laser-specific features, though,
It is Fire Age
expectations are
accordion.
still a factor. When something unexpected happens, no matter how small it is, it can throw you off. So a lot of features need tweaking, like the hold for menu button.
It was kind of my design directive to have it always visible, because if there's no button there and you're playing using a tablet or a touch screen, there's actually no way to exit gameplay. So it felt like something nice to have, but as with most distractive things in an interface, people don't want it there. So now you can, I think there's a toggle for it now in the settings.
Wait, I thought it was hidden the whole time.
It was almost hidden. It was at like 1% opacity until you get close to it, but people playing at 4x3 were potentially having sliders go underneath it when they were like slightly outside of the playfield. Yeah, it's always the edge cases.
Or here's another example. You'd expect the break overlay text to always be visible, but depending on circumstances, it wasn't. So this shadow was added. And unrelated, there's
Very
also
nice.
an animation for the progress bar. The newly added mania
Wait, what the fuck? What are the differences?
it wasn't. So this shadow was added. And unrelated, there's also an animation for the progress bar.
Oh, it shrinks to the beat! Yo, I like that!
The newly added Mania touch controls had a problem too. Laptop players could accidentally press these with a trackpad, so this update disallows that.
Hopefully that won't affect anyone. I think most
The added Mania touch controls had a problem too. Laptop players could accidentally press these with a trackpad, so this update disallows that.
hopefully that won't affect anyone. I think most touch PCs these days have proper touch support, so it's not going to affect you if that's the case.
People generally liked the daily challenge intro, but they didn't expect it to play every time they entered the lobby. As of now, you'll only see it once per day. This hover to expand
nice.
thing was added last update. And
Actually, wait, no, that's not nice. Oh, shit, wait a second. Ooh. I can imagine there being scenarios where, like, I'm editing a video and I want to get the animation of, like, the daily challenge. But if I don't record it the first time I get in, then I'm like, shit! I need to find someone else who hasn't found it to, like... Wait, you guys guessed it.
Unfortunately, a lot of people still have the muscle memory to click it. Now, clicking just does nothing, so
What if I do have a multi-account? Listen, chat, it is already what's the word? Precedent, all right? That if you're friends with Peppy, you don't have to agree to the rules. Cuz Pishy has a multi-account. What if I have one? I don't actually have one. I don't.
matches X.
Chat, that was actually funny. I wonder if I still have the email. Hold up. I literally so I remember when I was like introducing my brother to Osu, I literally emailed support telling them that my brother was like making an account, and like I wanted to ask them if there was anything that I should do to make sure it doesn't get flagged as a multi-account. That was like a billion years ago. Let me see if I can go all the way to the end. Oh my god, I found it! What the fuck? Hello, this email is to inform the OSU staff of a new account being created and used under my home IP address. My name is Edward. I'm the owner of account My OSU Profile. Recently introduced my older brother David into the game, and this is his account. I sent this on January 7th, 2017. When was the last time he played? 6 months ago. Wait a second. He's still juicing. Anyways, but yeah. What's my brother's top plays? Hishoko no Sora. 7 PP. He FC'd it on easy. 7 PP. I'd say that's pretty good, chat. I say that's pretty good. His most played beat map is Chaser XX. China's Normal by Humor. This is the one that goes like da 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 dun da da dun da da dun da da dun. What a fucking banger, bro. But yeah, I don't have a multi-account, bro. All right, never have, never will, unless they allow it. Which that would open up for some very interesting content. Which, fuck.
Expectations for everyone.
I made a groundbreaking optimization to song select. We had this behavior where song select would actually start loading when the game opens up, and also like every time you exit out of song select back to the main menu, it would start loading the next song select just so it's ready to go, because if we didn't do that, going into song select would have a huge load time. People noticed opening song select from the multiplayer screen. They noticed that was a lot slower than opening it the normal way, and that's because it wasn't being.
Also, Pepe, please make laser stop unloading map selection screen when playing in multiplayer lobby. It takes solid 5 seconds to access it to add a map because of 240,000 difficulties stored on a slow ass hard drive. I have to wait every time I want to add a new map.
Preloaded in the multiplayer screen. So Spaceman was like, okay, I'll just preload it there as well. I'm like, wait a second. The preload is already like pretty crappy behavior. I'm sure we can do this a better way. So I basically decoupled the expensive part of song select to be global, so it gets loaded once and never again in the background. And song select used to stutter when you entered it visually, and that stutter should have disappeared now.
Nice that the GitHub page has a video example I can use.
Dope.
Please use the video. I spent 1 hour grilling away in a video editor to make that happen.
Yo, who wants to be Pepe's editor? Pepe is hiring an editor right now, chat. He's taking applications. Do you want to be the lead OSU editor of Pepe's GitHub? Pishy already took it, but he just said that he made it himself.
This final change doesn't actually affect the game itself, but rather how the game exists on your computer. It's complicated, so I'll let Pepe explain it.
The updater system that we use in Laser has been a bit of a pain point for us. The guy that was maintaining that project has kind of split it off into his own project called Velopack, and we've finally gotten around to updating to use Velopack. With it, this brings automatic update support on macOS and Linux, which we didn't have until now. And it also means that a lot of things which weren't working on Windows due to the update having bugs
as in like it updates in the background when I'm not having OSU open?
have been fixed, and the main one I can think of which affects me personally is pinning Laser to the taskbar in Windows had some issues. Like, depending on when you pinned it, it could potentially get stuck on the taskbar, or it could potentially disappear the next time there's an update. All of that should be fixed.
And that's pretty much it for this update. Most of these changes were about just meeting base level expectations, but new things are on the way. Pepe spent like 10 minutes explaining major skinning framework changes to me, which I won't include here because all the skinning stuff doesn't actually affect people in this update. Is that right?
Honestly, I'm just right now trying to rationalize what we've been doing over the last update cycle and why there may not be like more major features in here. There's stuff going on in the background. I'm also trying to get the performance points ecosystem ready to do the combo scale deploy.
Oh, nice. When do you think that'll happen?
Are you going to put this in the video?
No fucking way. There's no fucking way. Wait. How often do these videos come out? Like once a week or once every 2 weeks or something like that. Chat, in 2 to 3 weeks, the combo scoring update will be out. Well, that's the prediction. That's the prediction. Holy fuck. No way. I mean, we'll see. Anyway, chat, here's the deal. Yayaka, don't end the clip yet, all right? YouTube frogs, I want you to join in on this conversation as well. Chat, I've been frustrated, all right? Because I'm a streamer, and as a result, I'm constantly content pilled. However, that means in order to have genuine reactions, I have to stop myself from like watching the video when I see it pop up on my recommendations. But as a result, I find myself not watching any OSU content because I feel like if someone sends it to me on stream, that will give me the opportunity to, watch it genuinely. And it's a real reaction. You know what I'm saying? But like, I want to see what's going on in the OSU community and want to stay up to date. So what you've been watching was a staged reaction because I already saw this shit. So what do you guys think? Did you guys feel fooled? What do you guys think? I saw this shit and I'm like, damn, I just want to watch the fucking video because I'm excited to watch OSU content. Yeah, 2 steps ahead. Wait, Yayaka, use that as the title. 2 steps ahead. Actually, no. It has to be BTMC Reacts to meeting Osu player expectations. Anyways, leave a comment down below what you think. Or maybe I should get canceled for faking reactions. Or scripting reactions. There you go. Get the twit longer ready. It's over. It's over, dude.